I'm Merrick D'Amato.
And I'm a room full of samurai that Frank Castle guns down.
And welcome back to Mindbreakers.
Yeah, the show that drives a bullet through your fucking skull, man.
Gonna bring up our special little wheel in 3, 2, 1, bam.
And it's
gonna give her a spin.
Yeah, it's gonna make your head spin, guys. What are we getting? What are we getting?
C.H.U.D!
Ooh! Interesting! C.H.U.D, 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 C.H.U.D. What is C.H.U.D about? Bring up the C.H.U.D. Bring up the C.H.U.D. Bring out your C.H.U.D. Bring out
a bizarre
C.H.U.D.
series of sudden disappearances on the streets of New York City seems to point towards something unsavory living in the sewers. This bodes well.
This calls for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep. So, let's watch this shit.
C.H.U.D.
When's this from? 1984. Awesome. Let's do this.
It's the era that all the C.H.U.Ds come from.
Beneath the city of New York are living catacombs, an endless maze of subterranean tunnels, unfit for anything human, unauthorized for anything experimental.
Hold it! There's something moving up ahead in the tunnel!
And unlikely to bring anyone down there. So, they're coming up. C.H.U.D. C.H.U.D. Check your basement and your bathroom. Keep off the street and try to hide. But remember, the dark is their place. The night is their time. And tomorrow, the only things living in the city of New York will be C.H.U.D. C.H.U.D. Cannibalistic, humanoid, underground dwellers. C.H.U.D. They're not staying down there anymore.
I really don't want to talk about C.H.U.D.
I have almost no idea what the fuck was going on in this film.
God damn this movie. So, 1984.
Very good year for our kind of movie.
Fuck's sake.
That's a Nelson.
It's a movie about basically Seaman attacking people from the sewers.
Not narrated by Leonard Nimoy this time, however.
Basically a fucking fish people coming out of sewers. They look like dog
They have
shit.
glowing eyes and massive
glowing
necks.
eyes. Glowing
They're
yellow
cannibalistic
eyes.
humanoid underground dwellers.
That's apparently not what all of that stands for.
But it's also contamination, hazard, urban disposal.
Yeah. And then it gets tied into apparently the ending. And that's...
There's some bullshit. Like, so little of this movie is interesting stuff to talk about.
Yeah, honestly.
Most of it is there's this photographer who lives in a house full of swords with his wife, and they're just he's fucking around doing photography shit.
Yeah, it's not very great.
The real protagonist is this bearded guy who runs a soup kitchen.
Yeah.
Because the homeless are getting eaten by C.H.U.Ds.
Yeah, and then he basically does all of the footwork trying to figure out where they're coming from. He ends up going in the sewers and finding stuff.
This movie's like a fucking blank for me. I mean, there's really cool
lots of sewer exploring.
There was a good last 20 minutes of action and horror. Horror.
Yeah.
But I know build-up's important, but you have to do it well. Like Stephen King, there's a lot of build-up, but he does it well. Most times better than the payoff. Mm-hmm. Like in It. not the movie, the book.
This, for the most part, it's trying to focus on like so many things. It's like jumping between the C.H.U.Ds in the sewers, attacking people.
The homeless woman trying to get a gun.
The fucking cops basically
investigating the murders.
Investigate all of the things. And they're basically useless in this movie, of course, because They always are in the fucking horror movies.
Except in Maniac Cop.
Yeah, aside from Maniac
because
Cop,
Bruce Campbell was
mattered.
one of them.
Yeah. But,
And Samurai Cop, where he kills people with a katana.
Uh-huh.
Movie was weird.
There's scenes of, like, kids basically, like, this one kid who was, like, home alone with a monster. Well, like, no, the kid looks like fucking the kid from Home Alone. He looks like Macaulay Culkin. He just, like, runs in and he's, like, telling his parents he saw a monster and stuff.
Yeah, and there's one where a little girl, a monster eats her grandpa.
Yeah. It's fucking... Oh my god, this movie's, like, all over the place. It's very hard to keep up with.
I mean, we learn that they're created by this company as a science experiment.
Yeah. But
then we learn that that's not the case, but we don't know if it is or not. But as the audience, like,
very unclear.
They have like two different possibilities, and I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. These things look like fucking goblins, basically, like very tall.
They look interesting.
People.
Like they're good. They're well designed. I mean, they look real.
Yeah, they look okay.
I mean, like the effects themselves.
They look like walking dog shit, though.
But
they're supposed to look like walking dog
they're
shit.
sewer mutants.
I know.
And they for most of the time you don't really see them up close. You just see like hands and sometimes eyes, and they're like reaching out of the sewer and stuff.
Yeah.
If it was a better movie, it could have been like.
It could have
almost been what the first Alien kind of did.
It could have been functional.
Almost like with the first, where you don't really fully see the creatures till the end, kind of thing, and that like makes.
Yeah, but even
like the
then,
Jaws factor.
Yeah, but even then, like the ending wouldn't make their design look any more interesting.
I mean, take the design. The thing is, ideally, take the design and put it in a better plot.
Yeah. It also kind of wouldn't really work much, especially after that scene where she cuts one of their heads off.
Yeah. Oh, apparently they next can go stretch it like Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
I guess.
Also, they can... Like, a couple of them break, or like one breaks into...
the best, scariest thing in the movie...
Yeah.
Because we find out they can infect people somehow, and they become chuds.
Yeah. Is
we see like a half chud, where it's just a dude with the fangs trying to kill you.
Yeah.
That was the creepiest looking thing in the film. Because it's just like the Dario Argento's, well, not just like, and it's nowhere near as good as demons, but like demons.
Yeah.
Where it's subtler.
Yeah.
It's still trying to fucking kill you, but it's,
yeah, exactly.
It doesn't look as stupid.
Yeah, and it doesn't really affect anything else, because like he ends up just like straight up killing, I think, the other homeless people.
Yeah, well, I think that one turns into a full chud, because we see the chud she kills with the sword.
Yeah. Is wearing kind of clothes. Yeah, I guess so. But still, like, it's not very interesting. Like, they don't focus on that sort of stuff.
They don't focus on much. I mean, they just...
It's very unfocused.
I'd be hard-pressed... I was going to say I'd be hard-pressed to explain... I am, right now, hard-pressed to explain what the fuck was going on. For half of this.
Yeah. It's all over the place. Like, these two cops walk into, like, a fucking... diner, and they basically end up just getting cheeseburgers, and then
with
like
Cokes.
Chud zombies fucking show up.
There's people are stuck in it. They're going to be pumping gas into the sewer, like to kill all the chuds.
Yeah, talking about.
But then there are people stuck in the sewer.
Yep.
There's too much like talking about how they're going to do it, and then like no actually doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, some movies can do that well. Some movies can be almost entirely dialogue and work. This is not one of them.
Yeah, this one's just very...
Because it's an 80s horror movie. It's not why we're here.
Yeah.
There was a scene where she's taking a shower and she stabs a coat hanger into the thing and then blood explodes. I just burst out laughing. I don't know why.
Because fucking blood just sprayed out of the fucking... the drain for like no reason.
We're gonna have to talk about something because we've kind of exhausted what the movie has to offer.
Exhausted is the word.
We're not long, and we don't have enough for a full episode.
Honestly,
I mean,
the ending of this is a guy gets into the truck, Andre the Giant pops out of a sewer, and
right. They do say at one point that they have some trucks with explosives rigged to hit if anything touches underneath the truck. That's stupid. Just have a detonator.
You hit a speed bump, you're gonna die.
It's simple. thing, button, boop, boom! Like, if you're playing Perfect Dark, don't use the fucking proximity mines, use the remote mines. They work better. And then you can pretty much enslave other players to your will by putting remote mines on their backs when they're not looking. And they're pointing at you, they have a gun pointing at you, it's like, what are you gonna do now? Boop. I hate this movie.
That's this movie right now. This movie is attach an explosive to your back and just blow you up.
I mean...
That's this entire movie. But it does that with...
This movie has no consistency.
Yeah, exactly. It does that with the amount of sense it makes. And that's like your friend like coming over to your house.
You know what the thing
attaching
is?
a sticky
You
bomb
know what
to your
the thing
back and
is?
blow you up.
I don't remember the names of any of the characters in this.
One's name is George.
Which one?
I think the guy from the soup kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is the guy from the soup kitchen. George is a hero.
Yeah, George is the best character.
Fucking
George should have been the protagonist, frankly. Because he does shit. He does the most in this movie. There's a really disturbing scene where a mangled dog corpse is hung in the woman's face. What I thought watching it was the sewer. It's like, then you find out it's her base. Because like, why the fuck are you wandering around the sewer, lady? And then it's like, it's her basement. It's like, wow, your apartment's basement is fucking shit.
It's not a very high-end apartment.
I mean, the basement should at least be, clean.
No, she doesn't.
I mean, when you say basement in an apartment building, I imagine like this kind of not exactly interesting room, but it's where you have like the coin-operated washing machines and shit.
Yeah. It's like, it's a place to clean your clothes.
Maybe a vending machine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
maybe an old blind woman hanging out over there gives you
like
directions to clean your blade clothes.
I mean, there's Deadpool. And you're walking by, and there's this woman with a dog who says you should go back. It says, "Don't bother here. You should go back to Newark." How'd you know I was from Newark? Well, I'm from. You should go back to New Jersey. How do you know I'm from New Jersey? I'm from New Jersey.
So when you
and then you paint a man, and then you paint a Chud's fence, and he and wax the Chud's cars, and sand the Chud's deck.
Chud
and
on,
then when you complain, you learn that he was teaching you how to block in the Chud fighting arts.
Is this what you rate this movie?
I don't know what to rate this movie. I barely remember anything that happened in this movie, and I just fucking watched it.
You want me to rate it? Okay, I'll
sure,
rate it.
You rate
I'll rate it Andre the Giant popping out with a loudspeaker screaming this movie's boring.
I mean, you were keeping notes of this movie. Tell us what your notes say about this movie.
Oh, you want me to read this my entire notes on this?
We need something.
Okay, so at the top of it, we were talking about Miyazaki's cat, The Cat Returns. So I wrote that at the top of it. And
right, I remember that.
C.H.U.D in the 1984. And the woman was attacked from the sewers, the cannibal blah blah blahs. George being in the soup kitchen, the homeless being eaten, sewer exploring, cops, a bunch of different things. Toblins, because they're tall goblins.
Yeah, the tall goblins were named the Chud's Toblins.
Yes, the fishmen.
Fishmen.
The fish tall goblins. Fucking Andre the Giant popping out of the sewer, and then done.
Done.
That's this movie.
This movie's done.
Fucking Chud.
I didn't like this.
I didn't want to even talk about this.
I mean, it got a sequel. Hopefully that's better.
Yeah. I don't even like talking about this movie. This was just like one of the many... This goes on the shelf with one of the many things that I've watched.
Mean, this isn't even like horrendously bad like some of the shit we've watched.
Yeah,
like Dracula, Dracula 3000 or Sword and the Sorcerer or anything. It's like, it's just boring.
Yeah, exactly.
Just really fucking boring.
I mean, after all that we've watched, also, like, on top of all the shit that we've been through, like, Demons. Like, Demons was way more cool than this. And it was...
Zardoz was confusing as fuck, but at least it was interesting. At least it was interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't boring.
It wasn't as nonsense as Zardoz was. But at the same time, it made very little sense. It was 0 on the speedometer, basically.
You know, just
It was
stalled.
just-
It's just your car stalls.
It does very little new. Can we stop this now?
Yeah.
I think it's a good place to end it.
I've been Merrick D'Amato.
And I've been fucking a Toblin.
Don't watch C.H.U.D.
Never.